I'm currently over 35 years old. Can I still study in Australia? There is no age limit to come to Australia to study. Student visas and schools will accept students who are any age group as long as you meet the GTE requirements. Enrolling to university as a mature age student or someone that has left study for a period of time may require you to provide work experience documents and also a resume and also your previous qualifications. If your previous qualifications are outdated, for example in the IT sector, you may find that qualifications studied 10 or 15 years ago may become irrelevant today. So these factors need to be addressed. You will also need to meet the GTE criteria, which is the genuine temporary entrant criteria on the student visa. This will require you to explain why you are wanting to study again. How is it going to benefit your future? I want to study a course that I haven't studied before and have no experience in. Can I do this? Changing your course or your career projection is something that you can do anytime and is something that many people, whether they're in Australia or any country, often do, especially approaching the age of 40, especially after you've studied and worked for a number of years and want to progress in your career or change your career. Just because you haven't studied the course before or you have no experience in it does not mean that you can't study this course. You can apply for a change of course or a career at any stage. The only advice that we would offer is that you look out for the genuine temporary entrant criteria for a visa, also for your school application. The school, as well as the immigration department, will want to know why you're changing your career. If you can show that you have researched your future career options, you've researched how this will benefit you and why you're wanting to change careers, wanting to study again, how is it going to benefit your future? Then you will find your application will be processed a lot more smoothly. What things should I look out for when applying for a school and a student visa? Applying for a school and a student visa in Australia is a straightforward process. The school and the immigration department have a list of required documents on their websites, and any registered migration agent can offer assistance. The biggest issue that most students will fall over especially when applying for a visa themselves, is the GTE or the genuine temporary entrant criteria. The genuine temporary entrant criteria seeks to satisfy the department that the student is coming to Australia for the purpose of study and not using study as a migration pathway. The two most important issues when addressing the genuine temporary entrant criteria is one, that you show that the course is a logical progression either of career or level of study, and it is not being used to seek a migration pathway. The second important factor is that the investment that you make for study is equivalent to the outcome that you'll get when you return home to your home country. So if you go to study a course that may cost you 100,000 Australian dollars over 3 years, the important thing to explain to the department is that your plan to go back home will bring you an income and a potential career outcome that will succeed or be greater than the $100,000 investment that you've made. Can I study and work at the same time? In Australia, students studying on a student visa are allowed to work up to 40 hours per fortnight. Depending on your course and whether you're studying at high school, where the minimum age to be able to enter the workforce is 15, or whether you're studying a diploma, a bachelor, a master's by research, or a PhD. All courses from high school up to a master's by coursework allow you to work up to 40 hours per fortnight during school session, and during the holiday period where you have no classes in session, you can work unlimited hours. However, if you are studying on a master's by research or a PhD student visa, then you are able to work unlimited hours as long as it doesn't interrupt your studies. If I have a tertiary qualification and have worked for a number of years, can I migrate without study? People with a tertiary qualification, whether it be a diploma, bachelor, master's, PhD, and have a certain number of years experience in the workforce and have English qualifications of at least 5 or above, may be eligible to come to Australia without having to use the student visa. There are options such as sponsored work visas, employer-sponsored migration, skilled visas, state-nominated visas, and other visas that may be suitable for people looking to come to Australia to work, live permanently, or live temporarily before returning to their home country. Whether you meet the requirements will depend on what type of qualification you have, the type of experience, how long your experience is, your English level, and also whether you can obtain a successful skills assessment in your occupation. The other thing to consider is whether or not your occupation is an occupation that is needed in Australia and is on the skilled occupation lists that are relevant to all the skilled migration visas in Australia.